I was in the garage at 11:47 p.m., organizing tools I'd been meaning to sort for months. Our 6-month-old daughter, Emma, was asleep upstairs. My wife, Lauren, said she was going to bed early. Headache, long day at work. I had the baby monitor clipped to my belt, the audio one, not the video, just in case Emma woke up. That's when I heard it. Not crying, not Lauren checking on the baby, a man's voice in my daughter's nursery. "God, I've missed you," he said, voice low and rough. My hand froze on a wrench. Lauren's laugh came through the speaker, soft, intimate, the way she used to laugh with me. "I know," she whispered, "but we have to be quiet. He's right downstairs." My blood went cold. "Does he suspect anything?" the man asked. "No," Lauren said, and then she said the words that burned into my brain like a brand. "My husband is clueless. He's so busy playing dad and working overtime, he has no idea what's happening right under his nose." They both laughed. I stood there in my garage, surrounded by tools and baby supplies, listening to my wife mock me to her lover in our daughter's nursery, 10 feet from where my child was sleeping. I didn't storm upstairs. I didn't yell. I didn't break. I did something else. I pulled out my phone, opened the recording app, and pressed record. Then I went back to organizing my tools, because if she thought I was clueless, I was about to show her exactly how much I'd been paying attention. If you want to know what a clueless husband does when he finds out the truth, hit subscribe, because what I did next didn't just end the marriage, it rewrote her entire future. My name is Ryan Mitchell. I'm 34 years old, and until 3 months ago, I thought I had it all figured out. Beautiful wife, healthy baby girl, a house in the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina, a good job as a systems analyst for a mid-sized tech company. I'm the guy who coaches Little League on weekends, or will be when Emma's old enough. The guy who grills burgers for the neighbors and helps jump-start cars in the Walmart parking lot. Normal, steady, maybe a little boring. Lauren used to say that was what she loved about me. "You're my rock," she'd say, curling into me on the couch, "my safe place." I believed her. I believed a lot of things. We met 7 years ago at a friend's wedding. She was a bridesmaid, I was a groomsman, classic setup. She worked in pharmaceutical sales, sharp, confident, always dressed like she was about to close a deal. I was the tech guy, the one who fixed the DJ's laptop when it crashed during the reception. "You're a lifesaver," she'd said, handing me a beer afterward. "Just doing what I do," I'd replied. She smiled. "I like that. A man who solves problems." We dated for 2 years, got married in 2018, bought the house in 2020, and then in 2023, Emma arrived. 6 pounds, 4 ounces, 10 fingers, 10 toes, perfect. I cried when they put her in my arms, actual tears, the kind I hadn't cried since my dad's funeral. Lauren looked exhausted but glowing. "We made that," she whispered. "We did," I said, and I meant it. I thought we were a team. The first few months with a newborn are brutal. Everyone tells you that, but you don't really get it until you're in it. The sleepless nights, the crying that won't stop, the constant fear that you're doing everything wrong. I took paternity leave, 2 weeks, all my company would give me. I spent it changing diapers, learning to swaddle, walking Emma around the house at 3 a.m. while she screamed. Lauren went back to work after 8 weeks. She didn't want to, but her company didn't offer paid leave beyond that. "I hate leaving her," she said, tears in her eyes as she got ready that first morning. "I know," I said, holding Emma, "but we'll make it work." And we did. Sort of. I adjusted my schedule to work from home more. I took the morning shift with Emma so Lauren could sleep in. I did the grocery runs, the laundry, the dishes. I thought I was being a good husband, a good father. Turns out I was just being convenient. It started small.
Little things I didn't think much about at the time. Lauren's phone, always face down on the counter. Work calls, she'd say when it buzzed during dinner. Late nights at the office, big presentation coming up. New lingerie I'd never seen her wear. I bought it months ago, just haven't had a chance. A sudden interest in the gym. I need to get my body back after the baby. Individually, none of it was damning. Put together, it painted a picture. But I didn't want to see it, because seeing it meant admitting my marriage was falling apart, and I wasn't ready for that. So I told myself I was being paranoid, insecure, that new parents go through rough patches, and this was ours. I told myself a lot of things. All of them were lies. The night everything changed started normal enough. I got home from work around 6:30. Lauren was already there, sitting on the couch with Emma on her lap, scrolling through her phone. "Hey," I said, dropping my bag by the door. "How was your day?" "Long," she said without looking up. "I'm exhausted." "Want me to take her? I can do bath time." "Sure." I scooped Emma up, kissed her forehead, and headed upstairs. Bath time was my favorite part of the day. Emma loved the water. She'd splash and giggle, and for 20 minutes the world was just me and her. After the bath, I got her into pajamas, read her goodnight moon to the 1,000th time, and put her in her crib. She was asleep in minutes. I kissed her head, turned on the baby monitor, and headed back downstairs.
Lauren was still on the couch. "She down?" she asked. "Out like a light." "Good." She stood, stretched. "I'm going to bed. I've got a killer headache." "You okay? Need anything?" "No, I just need to sleep." She kissed my cheek, quick, perfunctory, and headed upstairs. I heard the bedroom door close, and I thought, okay, normal night. I wasn't tired. I'd been meaning to organize the garage for weeks, so I figured I'd knock it out. I grabbed a beer from the fridge, clipped the baby monitor to my belt, and headed out. The garage was a mess. Tools scattered everywhere, boxes of baby stuff we hadn't unpacked yet, my old college textbooks I kept meaning to donate. I started sorting. Wrenches in one bin, screwdrivers in another. It was mindless work, the kind that lets your brain wander. I was halfway through a box of random hardware when I heard it. A voice. Not Emma, not Lauren. A man. Coming through the baby monitor. At first, I thought I was hearing things, some kind of interference maybe, a neighbor's monitor on the same frequency. But then he spoke again. "God, I've missed you." My hand froze on a wrench. That wasn't interference. That was someone in my house. I turned the volume up on the monitor. Lauren's voice came through, soft and breathy. "I know, but we have to be quiet. He's right downstairs." My heart stopped. "Does he suspect anything?" the man asked. "No," Lauren laughed. "My husband is clueless. He's so busy playing dad and working overtime, he has no idea what's happening right under his nose." The man laughed too. "Lucky me." "Lucky us," Lauren corrected. I stood there in the garage, surrounded by tools and baby supplies, listening to my wife, talk about me like I was a joke, like I was an obstacle, like I didn't matter. I don't know how long I stood there. Could have been seconds, could have been minutes. My brain was screaming at me to do something, storm upstairs, confront him, throw him out. But my body wouldn't move, because part of me still didn't believe it. Part of me thought, this is a mistake, a misunderstanding. There's an explanation. Then I heard more. The sound of kissing, whispers I couldn't make out. Lauren's laugh again, softer this time. And I knew. This wasn't a mistake. This was real. My wife was cheating on me, in our house, in our daughter's nursery, while I was in the garage, organizing tools like a fucking idiot. I pulled out my phone. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped it. I opened the voice recorder app and hit record. Then I turned the volume on the baby monitor all the way up and held the phone next to it. Every word, every sound, every piece of evidence. I recorded it all. "How long do we have?" the man asked. "Maybe an hour," Lauren said. "He usually stays in the garage forever when he's organizing." "An hour's not enough." It'll have to be. I can't risk him coming upstairs. When are you going to tell him? Silence. Lauren, when? I don't know, she said, voice tight. It's complicated. It's not complicated. You leave him, we get a place together. Simple. It's not that simple. There's Emma and the house and you're scared, he interrupted. I'm not scared. I'm being smart. If I do this wrong, I lose everything. You mean he gets everything. Exactly. My jaw clenched so hard I thought my teeth would crack. She wasn't staying because she loved me. She was staying because she didn't want to lose assets in a divorce. They talked for another 10 minutes. Logistics, plans, when they could meet next. Next week, Lauren said. He's got that work trip to Atlanta. 3 days. We'll have the whole house. What about Emma? I'll get my mom to take her for a night. We'll have time. I can't wait, the man said. Me neither. More kissing sounds, then footsteps. You should go, Lauren whispered, before he comes back in. I love you, the man said. Pause. I love you too, Lauren replied. The words hit me like a freight train. I love you too. Not to me, to him. I heard the nursery door open, footsteps in the hall, the creak of the stairs. I stayed in the garage, phone still recording, heart pounding so hard I could hear it over the monitor. The front door opened, closed softly. A car engine started in the driveway, pulled away. Silence. Then Lauren's voice, alone now. God, that was close. She laughed, a small, relieved sound. Then I heard her footsteps again, back to the nursery, the sound of her checking on Emma. Sleep tight, baby girl. Mommy loves you. And then she went to our bedroom, where she'd sleep in our bed next to me like nothing had happened. I stopped the recording, saved it, backed it up to the cloud. Then I sat down on the garage floor, back against my workbench, and stared at the wall. I didn't cry, didn't yell, didn't break anything. I just sat, because I needed a minute to process what I'd just heard. My wife was cheating on me. She'd been planning it, strategizing, using me, and she thought I was too stupid to notice. Clueless. That word echoed in my head. She called me clueless. After a while, I don't know how long, I stood up. I walked back into the house, locked the front door, checked on Emma. She was sleeping peacefully, tiny fists curled under her chin. I kissed her forehead. I've got you, baby girl. I promise. Then I went to the bedroom, our bedroom, where she'd sleep in our bed next to me like nothing had happened. I got in bed beside her, lay on my back, stared at the ceiling, and I started planning. The next morning, I woke up before Lauren, before Emma. I made coffee, sat at the kitchen table, opened my laptop, and I started researching divorce laws in North Carolina, custody, alimony, asset division, infidelity clauses, evidence requirements, surveillance legality. I read for 2 hours straight, took notes, made a list. By the time Lauren came downstairs, I had a plan. Morning, she said, yawning. You're up early. Couldn't sleep, I said, closing the laptop. Wanted to get a head start on work. She poured coffee. I've got a busy day, probably won't be home till late. No problem, I said. I'll handle Emma. She kissed the top of my head. You're the best. I smiled. Just doing what I do. She left 20 minutes later. The second her car pulled out of the driveway, I opened my laptop again, and I called a lawyer. His name was Richard Castellano, divorce attorney, former prosecutor, reputation for being ruthless but fair. Mr. Mitchell, he said when I walked into his office that afternoon. What can I do for you? I set my phone on his desk. I need you to listen to something. I played the recording. All of it. Richard's expression didn't change. He just listened, fingers steepled, eyes on the phone. When it finished, he leaned back in his chair. Well, he said, that's about as clear-cut as it gets. What are my options? I asked. Depends on what you want. I want full custody of my daughter. I want the house, and I want her to get nothing.
Richard raised an eyebrow. Nothing? She's been planning this, using me. She said it herself. She's staying because she doesn't want to lose assets. I want to make sure she loses everything. Richard nodded slowly. North Carolina is an equitable distribution state. That means assets are divided fairly, not necessarily equally. Infidelity can be a factor, especially if marital funds were used to support the affair. They were, I said. She's been going to hotels, buying new clothes, all on our joint credit card. Good, we can use that. He pulled out a legal pad. Here's what we're going to do. Over the next 2 weeks, I played the role of the clueless husband perfectly. I smiled, I cooked dinner, I took care of Emma, I asked Lauren about her day, and I documented everything. Every late night, every work dinner, every charge on the credit card. I installed a GPS tracker on her car, legal in North Carolina as long as I co-owned the vehicle. I tracked her movements, matched them to her stories. Working late meant a hotel off I-85. Dinner with a client meant a restaurant in a part of town she had no business being in. Every lie cataloged, every discrepancy noted. Richard was building a case, and I was feeding him ammunition. The breaking point came 2 weeks later. Lauren told me she was going to a pharmaceutical conference in Raleigh, 3 days. She'd already arranged for her mom to take Emma. "You sure you'll be okay?" she asked, packing her suitcase. "I'll be fine," I said. "You go, do your thing." She kissed me. "I'll miss you." "Miss you too."
She left Friday morning. By Friday afternoon, the GPS showed her car at a beach house in Wilmington. Not Raleigh, Wilmington. 2 hours in the opposite direction. I called Richard. "She's not at a conference," I said. "Where is she?" "Beach house. With him, I'm guessing. Can you prove it?" I thought for a moment. "Give me a few hours." I called Lauren's mom, told her I had a work emergency and needed to pick up Emma early. She was understanding. "Of course, honey. Is everything okay?" "Yeah," I lied. "Just a system outage. I need to be on site." I picked up Emma, strapped her into her car seat, and drove to Wilmington. 2.5 hours. Emma slept most of the way. I found the beach house. Lauren's car was in the driveway, next to a black Audi I didn't recognize. I parked down the street, pulled out my phone, took pictures. The cars, the house, the address. Then I called Richard. "I'm here," I said. "Don't do anything stupid," he warned. "I'm not. I'm just gathering evidence." "Good. Send me the photos, then go home." "What about—" "Ryan, go home. Let me handle this." I sat there for another 10 minutes, staring at the house, imagining what was happening inside. Then I started the car and drove home. Monday morning, Lauren came home. "How was the conference?" I asked, feeding Emma in her high chair. "Good," Lauren said, dropping her bag by the door. "Exhausting, but good." "Learn anything new?" "A few things, mostly just networking." She kissed Emma's head. "I missed you, baby girl." Emma giggled. Lauren looked at me. "How was your weekend?" "Quiet," I said. "Just me and Emma. We had a good time." "Good." She went upstairs to shower. I pulled out my phone and texted Richard. "She's home. When do we move?" His reply came 30 seconds later. "Tomorrow. I'm filing the papers today. She'll be served at work." I smiled. Tomorrow. The next day, I worked from home, kept Emma with me. At 2:47 p.m., my phone rang. Lauren. I let it ring 3 times before answering. "Hello?" "What the fuck did you do?" she screamed. "I'm sorry." "Don't play dumb, Ryan. I just got served with divorce papers at work in front of everyone." "Oh," I said calmly. That you filed for divorce without even talking to me?" "I tried talking to you, but you were too busy fucking someone else." Silence. "Ryan." "Save it," I interrupted. "I know everything. The affair, the beach house, the plans to leave me once you figured out how to keep the assets." "I don't know what you're talking about." "I have recordings, Lauren. Audio.
from the baby monitor. You and him in our daughter's room." Her breath caught. You recorded me?" "Yeah, I recorded you cheating on me in our daughter's room." "That's illegal." "Actually, it's not. North Carolina is a one-party consent state, and since the monitor was in a shared space, it's admissible." Silence. "My lawyer's already filed. You'll get the full details soon. But here's the summary. I'm asking for full custody, the house, and you're getting nothing." "You can't do that." "Watch me."
I hung up. The next few weeks were hell. Lauren hired a lawyer, a good one. She fought back hard. But Richard was better. He presented the recordings, the GPS data, the credit card statements, the photos from Wilmington. He painted a picture of a woman who'd used marital assets to fund an affair while her husband worked and took care of their child. Lauren's lawyer tried to argue that I'd invaded her privacy, that the recordings were inadmissible. The judge disagreed. Mr. Mitchell had a reasonable expectation that the baby monitor in his daughter's room would only capture sounds related to child care, the judge said. The fact that Mrs. Mitchell chose to conduct an affair in that room is not his fault. Lauren's face went white. The final hearing was in December. Cold, gray, the kind of day that matches your mood. The judge read his decision. Given the evidence of infidelity, the misuse of marital funds, and the best interests of the child, I'm awarding primary custody to Mr. Mitchell. Lauren's lawyer stood. "Your Honor." "I'm not finished," the judge said. "Mrs. Mitchell will have supervised visitation every other weekend. The marital home will go to Mr. Mitchell. Assets will be divided 70-30 in Mr. Mitchell's favor, reflecting Mrs. Mitchell's dissipation of marital funds." He looked at Lauren. "You made choices, Mrs. Mitchell. Now you live with them." He banged the gavel. It was over. Lauren moved out the next week. I helped her pack, not because I wanted to, but because I wanted her gone. She didn't say much, just threw clothes into boxes and avoided eye contact. At the door, she stopped. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. "For what? Cheating? Lying? Or getting caught?" She didn't answer. "That's what I thought." She left. I closed the door, locked it, and exhaled. 6 months later, I'm still in the house. Emma's thriving. She's 1 now, walking, starting to say words. I've got full custody. Lauren sees her every other weekend, supervised by her mother. She's not with the guy from the affair anymore. Apparently he wasn't interested once she didn't have money or a house to offer. Funny how that works. I still think about that night in the garage sometimes. The moment I heard her voice, the moment everything changed. If I hadn't had the baby monitor, if I'd been upstairs instead of in the garage, I might never have known. I might have kept being the clueless husband she thought I was. But I wasn't clueless. I was just trusting. And she mistook that for stupidity. These days, I'm careful. I don't trust easily. I don't let people in without proof they deserve it. But I'm not bitter, because I've got Emma, and she's everything. Every morning she wakes up smiling. Every night she falls asleep in my arms. And I know, no matter what, I did the right thing. Not for revenge, not for pride, for her. If this story hit home, comment, "I'm not clueless." If you've ever been underestimated, if you've ever been called stupid for being loyal, if you've ever had to fight for what matters, this one's for you. Hit subscribe for more stories about the quiet strength of men who refuse to be broken. Because the best revenge isn't getting even. It's getting custody.